I want to share something with you today that might just change your life, that might just change the way that you deal with things. I know sometimes it's so easy for people to go into a frenzy when things are not going their way, when things seem to be crumbling around them, when your back is up against the wall, when you feel like sinking, all of those sort of what is that, like analogies that we have, right, for that feeling of just feeling like you are being crushed. And um and i i my remedy for that is actually quite simple. Actually quite simple. Ever since I was a little girl, there was just this innate knowing that God is real, that like nobody ever had to teach me that. I just always remember knowing that within myself, that there is someone out there greater than myself that I could turn to, that I could call upon. I just knew that. I knew that. And yeah, like my family believed in God. And there was, a mention of like Jesus, but we weren't like a Christian family or anything like that. We weren't in church, or I knew nothing about scripture or anything. And maybe I knew like one or two little things that everybody knows, in terms of um the story, like, oh, there's like this guy named Moses, and something happened where he kind of split a Red Sea, right? I knew maybe little things like that. But um but I would say that my knowledge of a God, right, just came from, oh, cat food dispenser, just came from something just deep within myself. And so so even as a child, I would run to the Lord, when there was fighting going on, when there were arguments, when I was sad, when I was curious, just any circumstance that you could think of. I vividly remember just like running to the Lord, whatever that meant, right? Whether it was in my bed, with the sheet over my head, or while I was going to and from school, just kind of questioning the Lord, talking to Him. And so as I got older, and life starts happening, and you become an adult, and or you become a teenager, and everything feels, every day, every moment of every day feels like everything's crumbling, and I would, question God, and I would call out to Him for help. And um and then as an adult, things get rough, and you have nowhere to turn, and you're like, wow, okay, I need you right now. I made a mess, and now I need you. And so what I want to say to you today is that now that I am walking with the Lord, now that I truly understand who He is, um, in terms of, we're always going to be learning, because He's that incredible and great and mighty. So we're never going to come to a full understanding of who God is. But when I say that now I understand that He is God, that He is the almighty creator, that that He extended Himself onto the earth and came and sacrificed His only Son, for me. And now that I can wrap my head around all those things, knowing what that is that I was always doing all along, which was making God my hiding place. Have you ever made God your hiding place? What does that even mean, to make God your hiding place? That you run to Him when those walls feel like they're closing in. That you take refuge in Him when you don't know how you're going to do it or how you're going to make it. When you make God your hiding place, that means that you reach out to him and you say, Lord, I can't, but you can. You can protect me. You can provide for me. You can make a way where there seems like there is no way. You can clean up this mess. You can give me guidance. You can make me strong and you can make me brave. Hiding, making God your hiding place and hiding within him means that you recognize that you can't do it on your own. So I dare you to just make God your hiding place today. Run to him and talk to him. Run to him and just say, Lord, I just want to sit here in your presence. And I just want to let out my tears. You can do that too. I think one of my favorite verses, favorite scripture is Psalm 32:7, which says, you are my hiding place. You will protect me from trouble and surround me with songs of deliverance. And he has truly done that. When I run to him and I make him a hiding place, he has protected me. He has shielded me. Oh, and he has truly surrounded me with those songs of deliverance that break chains, that move mountains, that things shift and he leaves me speechless. There's another psalm, I think it's Psalm 114 verse 119, that says, you are my hiding place and my shield. My hope is in your word. And another translation of that is, you are my refuge and my shield, and I put my hope in your word. So would you just run to him, take refuge in him, hide in him, hide beneath the shadows of his wings, run to your Father and say, Lord, I can't, but you can. You know, when King David was writing these Psalms, many of these Psalms, he was in hiding. You know, he was on the run. There were those who were after him and he was running for his life. And so when he says, you are my hiding place, he means that. He means that physically. Lord, you will hide me so that they can't see me or find me. But he also meant spiritually, that in the spirit, I will close my eyes and just turn to you and know that you will protect me and shield me. So, you know, whether I was a little girl then, but I'm still the Father's little girl now. He will always be my Abba Father, and I will always run into his arms, and I will always hide within him. He is my hiding place. When it feels like it's too much, when it feels like I can't, he can. When it feels like no one understands you, oh, just run to him and hide. When it feels like you don't know how you're going to make it to the next day, run to him and hide. Make him your hiding place. You will never go wrong when you make the Lord your God your hiding place. God can handle anything that you have going on. It doesn't matter. From the simplest to the biggest thing. Maybe it's not a big thing. Maybe, you just need to turn to him because you need some encouragement. Or maybe you have made a huge mess and you got the ugly tears going. He can handle that too. Psalm 32:7. You are my hiding place. You are my hiding place. You will protect me from trouble, and you will deliver me, or surround me rather, with songs of deliverance. So, my suggestion to you today, just make him your hiding place. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. And there's all sorts of links down below if you're more curious about who I am and all of that. There are links down below to, my writing and such. So knock yourself out. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.